Things haven't been going too well for Spencer at New York University. His confidence has been completely eroded back to his high school state, and he's even broken up with his girlfriend Martha and gone away from his other two friends, Fridge and Bethany. It's gotten so bleak that while home for the holidays, Fridge, Bethany, and Martha reunite but then can't seem to find Spencer, only to discover that he's somehow recovered the Jumanji video game and gone back in, leaving them to try to go back in order to rescue him once more. However, upon entering the game, everything's entirely off kilter. While Martha is back in the body of Ruby Roundhouse, Smolder Bravestone isn't Spencer. In fact, it's his grandfather, Eddie. And Eddie's friend Milo is, in fact, now Franklin Finbar. Fridge is now stuck in the body of Professor Oberon, and Bethany isn't even in the game at all. She got left behind. So it's a new level, a new world, a new mission, and a new journey to try to save Spencer and figure out what the hell is going on to get out of Jumanji, the next level. So, yeah, I hope that made enough sense for you there. I got a little, I don't know what's going on there. Overall, I would say the movie has some high points, but there's a little too much going on. It basically, Spencer's whole thing is, again, like I said, he's had a tough first semester of college. Like after his senior year, where everything seemed to finally go right for him, in the first movie, everything's gone right for him. And like I said, and he had a girlfriend, and everything was going great. And then he went off to college, and he's had a tough first semester. Like his classes aren't going well. As he has to work a part-time job at a pharmacy, and it's not, like I said, his boss is writing him all the time. As he's getting ready to get on the bus home, the handle breaks off his luggage. As this is happening, like, Fridge is off at an athletic scholarship. I think Bethany was in the Peace Corps or something. Like, she talks about building houses in a couple of foreign lands and then visiting Costa Rica for a vacation, so make of that what you will. And Martha is at a different school. They're in a long-distance relationship that ends, and it's basically revealed that, Martha has adjusted well to college while Spencer hasn't, and that's kind of what's caused them to grow apart. And even then, she still wants to be in the relationship. It's just he doesn't feel like it's appropriate now. And the relationship between Milo and Eddie, or Eddie and Milo. Eddie is Spencer's grandfather, played by Danny DeVito. Milo is played by Danny Glover, and they were business partners, and they owned a restaurant. And they had a falling out too, because Milo basically surprised Eddie with a retirement and then sold out his stake in the restaurant. And I guess Eddie's followed suit soon after because, and like I said, he lost his friend, and the partnership just dissolved, and they hadn't spoken for 15 years. Except now, recently, Milo has been trying to reconnect with Eddie, and Eddie is also recovering from hip surgery. So that's the storyline there. And once they're in the game, they get new power. Like I said, they actually have new powers. Smolder Bravestone actually has a weakness in this case. It's just listed as Switchblade, and nothing is what it seems. So yeah, basically the storyline in this one involves a warlord named Jurgen the Brutal who has stolen a fertility gem from another tribe in Jumanji, and they now have to retrieve that, expose the gem to the sun, or else the whole world will be transformed into a wasteland that that Jurgen will rule. And the other backstory is Jurgen killed Smolder Bravestone's parents. So that's basically it, and it goes from set piece to set piece. As like I said, Bethany does not actually get sucked into the game initially; she gets left behind, and everything else, like I said, is off kilter. And she has to go to Alex, the older kid who became Colin Hanks from not the first movie, the previous movie, and she has to talk to him and say, hey, do you think you could help me get back in the game? And that's where that sets up as they manage to return, and he's in the Sea Pilot avatar again, and she is the horse, Cyclone. And as this is happening too, they do finally manage to run into Spencer, who again is not in the body of Smolder Bravestone. He's in the body of a new character, a thief named Ming Fleetfoot. Sorry, Ming Fleetfoot. Yeah. I'm just going to call her Ming, hopefully. And she's this master thief, but she has really serious allergies. So she's basically Spencer as a woman. A minority woman, to be more precise. And we kind of go through this, and they find like there's this new power-up, the Jumanji berry, that has a point in the storyline as well. And like I said, overall, the chemistry between the cast is still spot on. Both the real-world avatars and the real-world people and the avatars in the games. It's still spot on, still really funny. The Rock trying to do a Danny DeVito voice, and Kevin Hart with his, like I said, eerily uncanny Danny Glover impersonation, do work really well together. And heck, even Bridge in Oberon's body and Martha in Ruby Roundhouse's body, they work well together still. You don't quite get Jack Black acting like a girl. Well, there is a point later on where that happens, but I'll get to that. But you do get, again, like you do kind of get, they're still friends and they've still been communicating, so they're all together good. But overall, unfortunately, there's just way too much going on in this story. Like, really, Bridge and Bethany and Alex don't really have character arcs whatsoever. It's just, it really doesn't work. Like, I guess Bridge had to be there because someone had to be in the Jack Black role to go find Spencer. But to be honest, like I said, Bethany does not add anything to this at all. And it's just, like, unfortunately, her character is just completely pointless. She has no, and Bridge doesn't have any character development at all. Martha has some because of the relationship to Spencer. But again, it's just more of that it's just more that Spencer has to realize that college is tough for everyone. And just because, Martha was having a good time didn't mean that she didn't have almost the same type of problems that Spencer had. It just, she was able to kind of deal with them better and have people see the real her. And he's still kind of wanting to be Smolder Bravestone again. And that was his big problem. And so, yeah, that's kind of the main problem with this. Like, the chemistry between the cast is okay. The action set pieces are great. There's some excellent scenes with ostriches, with a chase with some ostriches and dune buggies, and then there's another scene where they're on these dangling bridges and they get attacked by an army of mandrills. And the scene in Jurgen's mountain hideout, at least some really great comedy and some really, again, another big action set piece that's well done, and a unique character revelation for the horse character of Cyclone. And there's also a little bit of a predictable subplot with Eddie and Milo, but I won't get too far into that. And, like I said, they eventually, again, overcome everything and save the day and return to the real world. I will point out one thing. After they return to the real world, they go to Eddie and Milo's old restaurant, which is now owned by a woman named Nora, and it's Bebe Neuwirth, the actress Bebe Neuwirth. And I remember that she was in the Robin Williams, Kirsten Dunst, Bonnie Hunt Jumanji from the mid-90s. I can't remember if she has the same name, if it's the same character, though. The character in this one is named Nora. So I might be right on that. Again, so that you do get a nice little nugget back to the mid-90s Jumanji. And there's another bit that happens at the end that's a great reference to that, but I'll stay away from spoiling that too much. So yeah, like I said, good action set pieces, great chemistry between the cast. Unfortunately, there's just way too much going on. It's not so much convoluted, it's just characters that really don't need to be there, except for the fact that this is a sequel to Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and so you felt like they had to be there. Like, to be honest, like, there's a mid-credits scene, and I won't get too far into what it is, but, and it does set the stage for, the next movie. But at the same time, it's like, if they did another movie, I wanted it to be new characters at this point, because I think everyone's had some pretty good arcs, and it's time to move on. So yeah, it was all right. It's good for a watch. I don't know if it's a run out and must see, especially with Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker coming out next week. I don't see this holding the box office for too long. I'm going to give Jumanji: The Next Level a C.
So children naturally love animals, and they enjoy learning everything they can about them.
Whoa, zoo books!
Every month, your kids will receive a new zoo book filled with dazzling color pictures of exotic animals from around the world. They'll read incredible articles and learn fascinating facts. Get zoo books. Your kids will love them, and they'll be learning, too.
Call and get this special dinosaur edition free when you order. Call 1-800-442-WILD. That's 1-800-442-WILD.
All right, trailer time, and we got a bunch of new trailers here, so we got that going for us finally. Our first one is Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. I have no idea what this movie is supposed to be about. It looks like it's kind of a buddy comedy with two women from the Midwest going to a tropical resort. I kind of find it slightly odd that this movie is coming out in between the Jay and Silent Bob movie, the reunion movie that came out a few months back, and now we also have got Bill and Ted 3 coming out next year as well. So, yeah, it seems to have oddly fallen right into that spot. After that, we had Free Guy. That's the new Ryan Reynolds movie where he discovers that he's a character in a video game and he's kind of broken the code. So, Wreck-It Ralph meets Stranger Than Fiction, the Will Ferrell movie where he discovers he's a character in someone's novel. It looked fun. I mean, Ryan Reynolds has the ability to pull something like that off, I think. We had Dolittle again, the Dr. Dolittle remake with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, doesn't look that spectacular. No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, which we all know is German for No Time to Thee. No Time to Thee. Anyway, yeah, I know I repeated the joke, sorry. Then we got Sonic the Hedgehog again. I think I had this with Frozen 2, I can't quite remember. Scoob, I know we had with Frozen 2, that was our next one after that. And then our final two trailers are new ones again. We had Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. The last one, it didn't, I'm kind of in this weird, it looks okay, not spectacular. Unfortunately, again, like, say what you will, even about the 2016 Ghostbusters, but they were at least trying to be funny, and like it seems they forgot that Ghostbusters is, yeah, it's an action movie too, but it's also a comedic action movie. Like, it just didn't seem to be much humor in this, and I think I know I'm not the only person to say something like that, so it sounds like I'm probably joining a chorus there. Anyway. Next video is going to be the random trade review on Wonder Woman: The Circle. Then, obviously, the next movie review is going to be Star Wars Episode 9: Rise of Skywalker. And then it'll be the recap and review for WWE TLC 2019. And then the last movie for 2019 is Spies in Disguise. See you all next time. Hey guys, check out my Patreon and see how you can request a movie for me to review, even if it's some stinker like A Dog's Way Home or the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Also, if you like what you see, give the video a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell.